What's good, y'all? It's your boy Shaq with a dollar sign. Back with another entry for the day. Today was a kind of weird day. We took two setups on AUD Japanese yen. We got in on a. I noticed a couple, like not a couple. I noticed a bunch of rejections happening after price broke structure on the Japanese yen. Um, yeah, once I noticed that, I figured, okay, just because we did break structure here. In my last videos, I kind of broke down that I do see wicks as breaks of structures because that means price did actually get here. So if you go to like the 1 minute, it's like you used to 3 minute to the 1 minute, sorry. Yeah, 3 minute to the 1 minute, you'll see that price actually did break structure right here. This would have been the last structure from the 1 minute. So that's how I see wicks when it comes to breaks of structures. So after price broke structure, I noticed that we had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, well, 25 minutes of price rejecting this area, which kind of made me view it as a 5 minute resistance. Price was trying and attempted to break it multiple times. Price was resisting it. So I got in once price broke the candle at 8:30. Yeah, so I got in once price broke 8:30. Basically, I got in 8:35 around that time. I don't know the exact second because it was a trade that I took maybe 40 to 50, even longer. It's 9:42 right now, so it's been about what, an hour ago. So yeah, price broke. It ended up being an immediate fake out. I noticed also that when price broke structure to the downside, to the downside, it also left a small 5 minute gap for a supply around this area. So price failed this, obviously. Left this small gap, came back and filled it with this candle right here. Come back to fill this. I'll zoom in so we can see better. Come back in to fill this gap right here. So this candle filled that. Obviously because the supply zone was so big, I wasn't too comfortable taking the sell off of the breaker candle. So what I did was I more so aimed for liquidity grab, hoping that price would at some point, if it was to fail this area, which it did, it broke through, hoping that at some point price would come back to want to fill this gap to continue to the downside. Once price did that, I got in on the sell right here. Close out a 1-to-1. Sorry, close out a 1-to-1. So I ended up losing $47 on the first trade, and then ended up getting back in, making back that loss, made like $3 profit. So win's a win. Happy with that, I guess. From an execution wise, performance though, I do feel like I definitely should have left the runner. These are those moments where like you gotta really, really like from an entry standpoint, I stuck to the plan, that's for sure. But from a trade management standpoint, I definitely could have done better. Um, Nobody knows what's gonna happen. We don't know if Price is ever gonna give you a runner, but when Price does give you a runner or the opportunity for it, it has to be something that's second nature. So that this is like a real time lesson I'm kind of seeing myself, where once price broke and hit my 1-to-1, as opposed to me just simply taking my full profit at like $50, I should have closed out even 90% of it, 80% of it, moved stops to break even, and then allowed price to either continue on the downside or to come back to stop me out at break even. Just because again, like you kind of want to capitalize on these moves. You don't really get them too often, and when you do get them, it's very, very, very important that you again capitalize on it because look, we can. I know how much times out of 10 trades my strategy should work out, right? And sometimes I can lose 4 or 5 times in a row, and just one trade can, in a sense, make up all those losses had I just managed the trade properly. That's why trade management, risk management is very important, but trade management, as well as just executing the trades the exact same way, no deviation from the plan. So that's my lesson for the day for myself, not something like that I'm trying to like in a sense teach you. It's something that I just experienced. Um, I made videos on it, but again, based on how my psychology was from a trading standpoint for the last little bit. I had myself getting back into my own routine. So yeah, you know, that's today's session. Um, all in all, could have been worse. I could have taken another setup and then taken that loss, and then that would have been two losses. Another thing I actually want to touch base on too is with the first trade I took, the moment that price pushed against me a certain amount, I should have closed out as opposed to incurring the $47 loss. Basically, I should have closed at like $30, just because I seen over and over and over again, once price goes against me X amount of dollars, a lot of the times that trade ends up being a loser. So again, it is what it is. We all have our lessons. We all have to learn. Nothing's perfect, but the goal is to ensure that our setups and how we're trading and how we're executing and how we're managing the trade is a uh, is something that we have like pretty much down pack. It needs to be robotic in a sense. There can't be any questions. So I'm happy that a win's a win, but again, we gotta tweak. We still got some improvement, some room for improvement. So as always, it's your boy Shaq with a dollar sign, and I really hope that somebody on this journey is at that breakthrough point, and this trading thing is changing somebody's life. I'm still on my journey. I'm still going through the day by day, and just holding the faith that all these lessons will compound into one moment or one day where I can look back and say, okay, I'm finally there. Until then, we gonna grind. We gonna show up. It is what it is. Peace.